Thank you very much. Comrade Power. Comrade Power. Your Excellency, I had missed doing that. But it gives me such great pleasure to be here today at this great institution at the heart of our capital. Your Excellency, as you can see, the vibrance of these young people really speaks to what defines our great city of Nairobi. Many may not know that 13 years ago, and I was just reminding you, sir, Professor Duol and I solved one of Kenya's biggest problems. This was during the constitution-making process. The one issue that had remained contentious was the issue of delimitation of boundaries. You had agreed on everything between the PNU and ODM at that time, but the sticking point was how do we divide this country because of the past gerrymandering that had been happening. One of the parties called a distinguished professor, called a dual, to come give a solution, and another of the parties called a scrawny 24-year-old boy called Sakaja to come and give a solution at that point. Professor Adol presented the numbers. After that, I was given a chance. I presented the numbers, but in a political language. And when Professor Adol came back, he said, just do what that young man is saying. That is how we have Article 89 of our Constitution today that creates the formula for the limitation of boundaries. I say this for one reason. Professor Duol's character goes hand in hand with what this university stands for. He's extremely practical. And this is a technical university. When we launched the Hustler Fund, we were making a joke about the economists and said, you know, when economists find something that is working in practice, they ask whether it is also working in theory. Scientists are different. Scientists want to make sure things are moving on the ground and actually implementable. Your Excellency, the economy of today is a global economy that is driven by technology, powered by information. Our young people today at the Technical University or in Kisumu are not competing against each other, but they're competing with young people in China, in Japan, in the US. That is why we must give them the skills to compete at a global scale. Hence, technical universities, Your Excellency. The bottom-up economy that we stand for needs this university. Because the bottom-up approach of ours is not looking for those with millions of shillings in their banks, but those with millions of ideas in their minds. And it is institutions such as this. You've heard the president asking for innovation hubs. And you've mentioned, and I'm very glad you've taken up the issue of the startup bill. That is what is going to drive the future of this country. So, Your Excellency, once again, I hope, Professor Dole, we can partner again between myself and you, between the county government of Nairobi and the Technical University to provide practical solutions that are needed for our country. Secondly, Your Excellency, I must point out, you have seen the presentations that have been done here. This is a true institution of wholesomeness because of the roundedness of the students. You would expect that a technical university would not have a choir, or they would not have drama. But they are well-rounded, such that when you come out of here, education is not just what is on paper, but the character, the style, the attitude, the professionalism that comes out of a student. So we must commend the university for creating these well-rounded students. There are many things we can do together between the county government and this university. We've seen the number of machines that they have at the technical side, and I'm glad that you support our polytechnics and technical universities staying as technical institutions. We would want to use some of these facilities, the lathe machines, for our Juakali and our young people outside there who are accessing the Hustler Fund but don't have the tools to actually contribute. Please allow them to come at least for 3 weeks, for a few weeks, to learn and even to be recognized with the skills they already have, recognition of prior learning. We would really want that. Your Excellency, I'm glad Mushoki has spoken about the bridge that is across here. 2 weeks ago, I came here across with the central bank governor. he had called me and he said, you know, Governor Sakaja, of course I told him he's the real governor because he's the governor of Central Bank. And he told me from his office he sees every 2 weeks an accident on this road because people have to jump across and there's a hole in the fence where people are passing. And so I told him, instead of me and him talking on phone, and we're in the same, we're a few meters from each other, I just came down, I walked from my office, he came downstairs, and he showed me the stalled project of the bridge. Immediately, Your Excellency, I must report, I called Engineer Kinoti of Kura, and they found the resources. We're going to redo the bridge completely on this side. And additionally, as I mentioned to you yesterday, during the opening of the groundbreaking of the early works for Railway City, at the COP junction on that side, we'll also do a bridge for our pedestrians to be able to come across, Your Excellency. The issue of the street lights, it is true, for now they are not working. The Central Bank has done a program, and I wish if you had time, I'll take you across to see what they've done throughout from Green Park, coming down up until the end of Haile Selassie, junction with Moi Avenue, up until Aga Khan Walk. Together with other institutions, they've done an amazing job. The last component of that is the street lighting, where they've brought smart lights. We'll ask them to hasten it because they're already doing it, so that we can protect these great young people of technical university. So that one, rest assured, it will be done, Your Excellency. Without further ado, allow me at this point to invite the Cabinet Secretary of Education, Mheshimiwa Machogu. But students, rest assured, you have a partner in Governor Sakaja and in the county government of Nairobi. Tutafanya pamoja. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Your Excellency, sir, the President of the Republic of Kenya, the Chair of Council, the Vice Chancellor, the Governor of Nairobi. Your Excellency, sir, we thank you and we welcome you to the Technical University of Kenya. Your Excellency, you have today presided over the official opening of one of the buildings, and you have also officiated in the inauguration and groundbreaking of one of the buildings. I want to assure you, sir, that all the funds that were used in that particular building were from the Exchequer, the Kenya government, and we thank the institution because the funds were well utilized, because the amount of money used in that particular building was 600 million Kenya shillings. Your Excellency, sir, even the new building that is going to come up, we are expecting that your government will be able to fund that particular building so that this university can be able to get to another level. Finally, Your Excellency, we want to give you an assurance that as a ministry, we will be able to work meticulously and expeditiously to ensure that your agenda in Tibet is taken to another level, and indeed that it is effectively achieved, Your Excellency. And finally, Your Excellency, we also want, as your representative in